Discovery, Roger. Go for deploy.
2, 1,
0.
and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year's Eve. Let's be clear.
New Year's.
I mean,
what do we got? What do we
some
got? Like,
parts of the world.
what,
In some
5
part of the
hours?
world is already.
That's
Yeah,
true, yes. So,
Richard, my guitar player, is already sleeping in England. He
yeah,
already stopped
yeah.
celebrating. He's in bed. But yeah, so we're exactly in the middle of the 24th and 25th around the world. And a lot of people can say, well, this is pre-recorded. It's not. Why? Because we are committed to Toon Talk 2.0. So
Well, not to mention
happy
it says live. Happy New Year to you too, Haley.
2024 almost done. 2025 ready to start. Man, so many things happened this year, in a personal way, in international way, music ways, movies. It was a complicated year that we survived. I thought we weren't gonna make it. How
Oh
many
no,
alerts?
I knew we were going to make it. But before we
We
get
have.
into that,
Yeah, go ahead.
this podcast is brought to you tonight by Trophy Smack. We'll tell you more about them later, and they're very sizable, rigid and hard, high quality belts, trophies, and more. But like you said, no, 2024 was kind of crazy.
You know what? The thing is, if I remember well, 3 times we thought we were gonna have a world war in this year. 3 times.
Yeah, well, in 2023 too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
been pretty. It's been a rocky couple years.
it's been steady. Yeah, but what I'm saying, at least this one, it's been
Yeah, 2024 has been there's been a lot of it's been a lot of tension.
a lot of tension everywhere. A lot of things happen, right? So we make a little list based on our friends in other newspapers and around the world. But I would like to start going to that. If you agreed, we can go into a list, not exactly a top 10, but everything started a year ago in January when Michigan defeats Washington 34-17 to win the national championship. I know you're
See,
not a sport guy, but there's a
no,
lot
I
of people
am
that we like
actually
sports.
college football. I'm a
Oh
big
yeah,
sports guy because
but it was surprise because Jim Harbaugh wasn't
but
supposed to win that. It
okay,
wasn't.
here's my beef about the college football playoff. When I forget what year it was, but a few years ago they said they were going to redo it from the BCS model, which the BCS model had its issues. Don't get me wrong. The BCS model had problems. Issues. Don't get me wrong. But when they were talking about the new playoff system, I was like, cool. I don't know how they're going to do it because there's a lot of teams in the NCAA, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit more fair because prior to that, it was conference championships and a committee. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of miss the old you know.
I kind of miss the old system that when you go to bed and then the first of the year you watch 20. Remember?
Well,
Not
no, but
20, but
here's the reason why though. So take Michigan's a bad example, but well, and Washington's got a good football too. But take like so when you compare any schedule, I'll use Ohio State because I hate Ohio State. Okay,
agreed.
when you compare, and you can do this pretty much any year, when you compare Ohio State's schedule to basically any team in the SEC, like it's not even like Ohio State's playing places like not Kent State. There's even
I
smaller.
understand where you're going with this, but the point is that sometimes in a Super Bowl, the guy that make it to a Super Bowl doesn't have has the easiest thing. I remember back in the
Right,
day,
but
he
at
had
least
the easiest regular season, a
right,
tough
but the
playoff.
NFL playoff system still takes into account conference winners.
Yeah, I understand, but I know what you mean. And sometimes you are lucky from the get go, and that's what happened with Michigan. That
Oh,
at the end of the
right, but there are, for example, like University of Alabama has opponents that they play every year, and they're rough opponents. Like for example, every year they're going to play Auburn. Every year they're going to play LSU. Every year they're going to play. I don't know if every year they usually end up playing Florida, Texas A&M. You know, other really talented teams from the SEC and other Southern conferences. and they'll get a throwaway game here and there, but like for example, they always play Ole Miss, right? Whereas Ohio State barely beats IU, which I'm not hating on IU, but IU's football program is now surprising this year, but historically Ohio, IU's not known for its prowess in football. And 2 years, I don't remember if they're back to back, but 2 years Ohio State almost loses to IU, and somehow they end up in the playoffs. The other thing I
I
wish they would
understand.
do, well, but here's the other thing I wish they would do is because this goes back to when Penn State got screwed because and I think this was the old playoff system to be fair, but it's a top four. I think it should be a top 16. And here's why. So 1 year, Penn State beat Ohio State for their conference championship, the Big Ten championship. But because Ohio State had one less loss than Penn State, even though one of those losses was to Penn State for their conference championship, Penn State was number 5, Ohio State was number 4, and got into the playoffs.
I get what you're saying, but things are changing in college sports. 3 years ago, athletes didn't have money. Now you can get money. A lot of careers
okay, that's another thing.
Give
I
me a
don't
second. Give
agree
me a
with
second.
that.
Give me a second. Let me go to a point. Everything is advancing. Couple of years, I agree with you. Top 16, like the March Madness, will be great, and it will be great. But so far, beginning of 2024, Michigan destroyed 34-13 to Washington, and yeah,
I mean, I was
they
happy. I
became
was
the
happy for
national.
Michigan. I was happy for
They
Michigan.
become the national champions. I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that we don't say, but I'm with you.
yeah. And they won the vagina trophy. Look at the trophy, people.
Okay,
It
I'm not gonna. You don't want to tap into my dirty mind, dude. Come on,
Oh no,
not today.
I know you haven't seen the trophy because if you'd seen it, you would
Oh, I
laugh at
saw it.
that.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it right now. I'm seeing Jim Harbaugh taking off the vagina.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's right.
fine.
It's in the
Uh January 14th. This might be not our alley, but it's good to mention it. 52-year-old throne Danish Queen Marguerite II on Denmark finally said, "I'm stepping out." But now we have a new prince in Denmark. Why I say that? Because Denmark people are pretty.
well, well, no. So here's the thing about that because I do remember that happening, but when they announced it, they sounded like Denmark was abdicating the monarchy in total. But then she was like, "Oh no, my son will take over," and it's like, why
Oh,
is this
but that's
news?
how royalty is.
Not. I mean, yeah, kind
It's
of. I
always
guess it
been
was.
like that. It's always been. If he's not the son because he's dead, he's the cousin. If he's not the cousin, he's the second cousin of the third that kicked the ass of the. It's always been like that, man. I mean, I don't even imagine. I'm stepping down. That guy in the other neighborhood is gonna be the new king. No, that
No,
doesn't
no, no.
happen.
All I'm saying is the way they made it sound initially was that she was abdicating the monarchy, not just stepping down as queen.
Oh no,
That
no, yeah, that was just stepping down.
yeah,
My
that
perception
being
was always
that being
like
said,
that.
a lot of Americans didn't even know that Denmark had a monarchy, so that was fun.
Uh, right in our alley. Are you ready? February the 4th, 2024. Mrs. Taylor Swift wins 4 Grammy Awards. And that's not the big news for me. We got to think about all our following, Jay. Come on. It's not about Jakey and Virus. She made
No, I'm just
$2
saying because I
billion.
can
$2
I can argue my
billion.
points though, and I'm not hating on Taylor Swift. I'm not, but four
Oh,
Grammys,
it's good.
really, really
I
four.
think that she deserved less. But the important thing is not that's not the news. That they make the numbers based on the Grammys, and she made $2 billion. You know, $2 billion from her Eras tour at that point. That it was gonna go a little longer in the year. We'll talk about it more. So Jesus Christ, that's crazy, man. $2 billion. If you remember that before that number, the most or the biggest band that earned money was 270 million, and
Hmm.
that was U2. That was the big one, and then Rolling Stones after with 240. From that to 2 billion, you're talking about a massive cultural input for what is gonna keep hurting or adding to. I'm gonna be not gonna be biased to the next generations because the people that are listening right now to Taylor Swift are 15 to 18,
Sure.
and it's gonna be. So yeah, we're looking. bad things for guys.
Now I will say this about Taylor Swift, and this was something I loved. I actually didn't believe it when I first heard it, but it's true. She actually did this. I forget the reason why. Was it you probably remember this? Was it COVID related when she gave
Yeah,
every member of her tour
yeah,
team
a
a
million bucks.
million bucks?
Yeah, that was really good of her. Actually, let me explain that well. She get to the closest one, a million,
Hmm.
and at the total, she gives 32 million spread to everyone. But that was really good because other artists they don't do that. Now, other artists that make $2 billion, man.
Sure, but fair enough. Like she did not have to do that, and I thought that was
Yeah,
really really cool because it's one of those things. Is like you said. I mean, she made 2 billion, and she didn't get all that money. The tour made $2 billion. She made a lot of money. So 32
oh yeah.
million. But I mean, that's not nothing. 32 million's off her bottom line. That's noticeable
I kill right now for three.
for real. But I mean, what I'm saying is like, it's not like I think it was either I think it was Jay Z talking about somebody was talking about Jay Z. It's like, yeah, but here's the thing: Jay Z going out and spending, $10,000 on a night on the town is like somebody with a decent income spending $100 in
No,
terms of his network.
I
Like it's
get it.
just not.
She didn't have to do it, and it's nice. Now, I didn't feel good that they use it as a publicity stunt because everything that she does is part of
Well,
it.
well, in her defense, I don't think she's the one who released that.
No, but the what happened? The media
Well,
attacked
the
it right
media
away
gets a
because
hold of
the
it, but
PR do it.
that's sure, sure, sure. But I mean, it's different when you do it and say, "Hey, look at what I did," versus somebody telling the media and the media coming to you and saying, "Hey, is this true?" And then making a
Yeah,
story out of it. There's a difference. I mean, sure, they
totally.
exploited it for sure, but
March 3rd, March the 3rd, 2024. Caitlin Clark, because I don't know if you like women basketball. I'm not into the WNBA, but the college one is there. And the news here is not that Caitlin Clark passed Pete Maravich's record with points in college. You know what the news is? That she wasn't got invited to the Olympics. Caitlin Clark, the best basketball player in the nation, because of politics, wasn't invited to the Olympics. And I know Olympics are forward in a couple of months, but how you have in March somebody that, for people that doesn't know, Pete Maravich was a fantastic basketball player that had the record of points in college, and he became a legend in the NBA, right? Years after. Well, the woman that went and passed the points, and the way, I don't know if you guys have, or you, Jake, have the opportunity to see her play.
I've
She's
seen
like
some
Stephen
highlights.
Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's impressive the way that she plays.
Yeah,
So,
I will say this much. I've never ever watched a WNBA game, but when all that was going around, I still haven't yet, but I thought to myself, I might want to check this out because she's on my state's team. I can go see her
yeah.
play live if
You
I
know
want
what? I
to.
really think, and nobody's asking my opinion, but if they put it at a little lower, the basketball for women, a little lower, there's a lot of things that you want to see is dunks, and probably just 3% of people
Well,
dunk the
it's
ball in
it's
the women basketball.
it's already a little lower, is it not? I don't know these things.
No,
So
no,
it's
no, no.
oh, it's
I not
not?
that I'm aware. No, it's not. It's exactly the same height.
Oh, if it's not, it absolutely should be. I mean, just justified by average height between men and women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the height of the players, because you don't have a 7.3 girl, right? You have
Yeah.
12, and they're really good. But just if they did that, the game will raise attention.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I see. I didn't know that. If that's accurate, then yeah, they
It's 10 feet.
absolutely.
It's 10 feet for both. It's the same
Oh, is it
size of
really? Oh,
everything
well,
for
geez,
both.
no wonder.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I play college basketball. It's hard to slam a dunk basketball.
Oh,
It's hard.
yeah, yeah.
And in a game, it's complicated. People is like, oh, look, the slam dunk contest. Yeah, doing it in a game, there's so many variables, but either way, March 8th, 2024, I like to say that the dates, feels good. The FDA approved the semiglutide. I'm saying it correct, semiglutide.
Semaglutide. Yep.
This injection is changing everything, not because it helps the cardiovascular diseases because you're losing weight. It's because actually it works. And guess what? Actually, it doesn't hurt. The COVID vaccine was hurting more, right?
You can't say that. YouTube took down one of my videos because I have a licensed holistic health coach say that this supplement is recommended by holistic providers, and that was medical misinformation.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that. Okay, listen to me, YouTube. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that approved by the FDA and as a
Oh,
personal,
because the FDA never makes mistakes.
no, of course not.
Never. Oh, hail FDA.
Hail
Hail
FDA,
the FDA.
fantastic Dicks Association. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so they released this, and you can see the transformation of all the artists from March till now. Everyone is looking thinner. Everyone is looking better. However, they don't look sick, Jake. Because
The
if you go
fuck
back
they
2 years,
don't. Did you
I
see
mean,
Ariana
Christina
Grande?
Aguilera. Well, but Ariana Grande and Christina Aguilera have eating disorders since they were little kids, man. You cannot blame them in that. It's like blaming uh, the drug dealer because somebody died of overdose. It's like,
Yes, Haley, it was insane. And I was mad, which actually I'm going to be
for what?
uploading a video. Well, they took down that video.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I
Well,
know nobody read my appeal because it was denied in less than an hour.
but
So,
let me tell you something. At least they're taking the time to check what we say.
no, they're
Let's
not,
take it a
because if
second.
they'd actually
Oh, come
listened to
on.
it, they would know. It's their machine, man. It's their machine. See, I think
You
this is what
just,
I
Josica, you just told me, look at me and they say, he's the machine, man. He's the machine. What are we, 1963 here?
no,
You're talking like a hippie.
no,
He's the
they
machine,
literally
man.
they
Ah, you're
literally
making fun
say
of what you say. I agree with what you're saying. But the way that you're saying, you just need a little
it's the
longer hair,
machine,
a little
man.
bandana. No, but you were really honest. He's the machine, man. He's the machine.
It is the machine.
Gotta
But
fight the power.
dang it, I was
Sorry.
going to say
You
something.
sound,
No, I think YouTube should go back to the old model where something has to be reported and reviewed by an individual.
yeah, yeah, maybe. We don't have the time. They don't have the time. Nobody has the time.
Well, you'd
I
have more
agree
time
with
because
you,
somebody has to
obviously.
report. Now, the one thing that is nice about that, though, if I'm being honest with them using the bots and stuff, is things like nudity and, sexual content. That's good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're a guy. It's different. Just you have to say
Okay.
you identify as a
You
woman
see
first.
what happened with equality. Anyway, March 10th, 2024, Oppenheimer kick ass. Christopher Nolan's go back and says, you know what? I can do whatever I want. And when I do it with budget and when I do it when I say, listen to me, I deliver. How many Oscars? He won 7 Oscars, including the best picture. I love the picture.
Everyone deserved. It was such a good
I
movie.
I I watched it twice, and the first time, when English is your second language, I probably understand 98% of the movie perfectly. Sometimes when they use accents or when they go mumble a little bit, I go like, and I
Yeah.
cannot rewind it, right? So then I went and watched it on Peacock, and yeah, perfect.
Oh, so
The
you mean
first
when
time.
they talk with that mid-Atlantic accent, sometimes you have trouble understanding them.
Not like that when they mumble. My pro is when they
Oh
mumble. I was
yeah,
talking general Latin. When they go,
yeah.
I want to tell you that. Like, all right, all right, all right. When he goes, I want to tell him, I go, what? Dude, open your fucking mouth when you talk. Like, Dallas
Well,
Buyers Club.
well, if I did that, then you wouldn't be able to, you'd be able to resist the charm, man.
Dude, Dallas Buyers Club. I love the movie, and I
It's
gotta
such
watch
a
it
good
with
movie.
subtitles. I gotta watch
Yeah,
it with
I
subtitles.
can see that. I can see that. Yeah, because it's real. He's got a pretty thick accent in that one.
The action is not the problem. It's when he
I
fights. It's
know.
when
There's a
he
lot
goes,
of low. There's a lot of
like when he
low.
goes, all right, all right, all right. I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't know what you're saying, man.
It's like I know this isn't the case, but it's almost like sometimes you think that it was a reference to Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Well, we're going to
Yeah.
name it a battle club now, damn right.
Uh, Something that is happening in AMC now, they throw some shows with subtitles, and that's really good.
They do what now?
Believe it or not, subtitles with the movies in the movie theater.
Hmm.
Well, I don't want to go, you fucking American. There's people here that
No,
we talk
there's
another
a
language.
no, but there's literally I watched a I'm trying to remember the YouTube channel, but I watched a video and they explained why, because that's becoming very, very common even with native English speakers. People like to watch things with subtitles. And I think I cannot remember what they said, but there's a reason. There's a reason why this is happening. and it made me feel like an old man because I'm like, I don't identify with this at all, but it's a thing that's happening for sure.
Sorry, I made myself for a second because my dog was barking. Yeah, but it's a good thing, man. It doesn't happen. They have like one. I haven't been able to go and watch one with subtitles, but when I'm reserving my ticket, test subtitles one. So some of them they just subtitle the parts that are not in English. So some of them they
Ah,
subtitle
yeah,
everything. But
yeah,
either way,
that's yeah, yeah.
April 8th, 2024. I kind of like the date. Total solar eclipse occurs across the part of Mexico, the United States, and Canada. In North America's second total solar eclipse in 7 years.
I
Turn
was
around.
I was almost directly in the sweet spot. Like, I mean, off by minimally, like by a few miles. Like southern Indiana was right in the arc, and I was just a little north of that. But it was wild. That was very
Yeah,
cool.
this one was really special for me because I actually fell asleep and I didn't watch
No, what got me, because I this isn't my first, I think it's my second complete solar eclipse.
it.
Um,
Yeah,
but that moment where it turns to night, basically, and even the street lights came on because they come on automatically when it gets dark. That was so fun.
I remember one when I was a little kid. Where I was, I was in one part of the world, but the educational thing they allow us to have a bird
Hmm.
in the cage, and when it got, I was in school. When it got dark, the bird actually fall asleep.
Hmm.
The birdie, and then when it got back, the bird start flying. It's nice, really impressive. It's pretty cool because I mean more
All,
than
all and all I'm gonna
the
say
people that love it. Go ahead.
is Donald Trump and me, we both looked right at that son of a bitch when it was at the peak eclipse. No protection, baby.
You're
Just looked
crazy.
right
That's
at it.
really stupid.
At the height
That's
of
really
the
stupid.
eclipse, it's fine. You
No,
can
no, in
look
the
right
side
at
of
it.
the kids, no, April 13, 2024. This is crazy, man. Madonna put together in Brazil 1.6 million fans, making the largest standalone concert event in history of recording artists. You know how much is 1.6 million people? The previous that was Robin Williams in England. He got half a billion of million people, half a million people,
Okay,
and it
so
was
I'm glad you brought that up because
go ahead
I didn't know who Robbie Williams was, and I gotta say, I'm curious now because that
about the
fucking
movie.
movie. Well, no, the movie looks like dog shit, even though I've been told it's good. I've been told it's good.
It's gonna be really good.
I don't get the chimp
Shut your
thing.
mouth about the real king.
I'm
Shut your mouth.
saying,
Shut your
hang on,
mouth because guess what? This
hang
king
on,
never got an overdose. This king never
hang
touched
on.
this. So shut the fuck up about Robbie.
I'm
Go ahead.
not saying anything bad. I'm talking about the movie and the very, very strange choice to make it a chimp. But somebody actually said it. Somebody from the UK said the reason they did it is one, he's got a real quirky sense of humor and it was his idea. But
He does.
secondly, because Americans don't know who he is. So it's a way to
Yes.
draw interest in the movie. And I'm like, you
And
know what?
whoever that says that doesn't know Robbie Williams as well because he got a full concept album and a song called Playing with My Monkey. And that's what he do it like that. He's always been around the concept of the monkey
But it's
all
not a
the time.
monkey.
It's
It's not a monkey.
Jake, don't be American for once. Not
It's an
everything knows about. Don't everything goes about the knowledge of the states.
I
There's a whole
expected better
world
from
about.
the English, okay? Because it's
Don't mess with
Americans
Robbie.
that say.
You don't mess with RW. You don't.
Besides, he
I
took
don't
our.
want to rock
No,
DJ.
that motherfucker took our idea. Look,
Okay, first of all, yes,
2020, motherfucker.
when I saw, okay, shut the fuck up. When I saw the trailer, you know that I'm a hardcore Robbie Williams ex fan, now respectful guy because I don't follow him for the last 5 7 years. But the his albums were, I mean, I had three covers of the guys in my career because his songs are really good
Oh no, I was
and I
gonna
like
say
it.
I've seen a couple of bits from the movie that are it's his music, right? And
I highly recommend for people that doesn't know who he is to go to YouTube, put Robin Williams live from Knockbird, and he got the record half a million people before this concert from Madonna, and you will understand what the power. For people that don't know, I'm gonna go really fast because we got a big list. But Robbie Williams came to America And you might remember in the early year 2001, it was a single called Rock DJ. I don't wanna stop, Rock
Mm,
DJ. That was him. He comes to America, he goes sit down, and a stupid reporter from MTV told him how he could be living in a castle when there was people dying of poverty in the world. And he said, I'm a rock star, Robbie Williams stan, right? He's been doing that since he was a kid in a boy band, right? He's like, I'm a rock star, I can do whatever I want, right? And they attacked him, and he stand up and said, you know what? Fuck America. And he left. All the media in America blocked him. But what a rock star does, as a real, true, rebellious rock star, he's like, fuck, I don't need to be in America. And he got,
clearly
I don't
not.
know, 12, 13 albums. He's the biggest rock star, pop star in the industry, not just in the States, in the industry. So personally, first, it's a different artist than Michael Jackson. Let me be
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, yeah. No, and I'm gonna go
But
down that rabbit hole.
personally, Robbie Williams is a better, is higher in the standard. And we're talking about the top three. I will put myself Robbie, Elvis right there just because he died earlier,
Yeah.
right? And then will be Frank Sinatra, and then will be Michael Jackson in the top. Robbie Williams has been doing swing, pop, rock, everything. And now a movie, I think that movie is gonna open the bridge of 25 years outside the
Yeah,
States.
I was gonna say that what that movie's gonna do is it's gonna, even if it does just okay here, it's gonna make him so much. Did you drop the call or did just drop the video? Oh, we lost Virus apparently. Nope, he's
No,
there.
no, no, I'm here.
Oh,
So
what I was gonna say though is that that movie, even if it does just okay here, he's gonna make a ton of music royalties from people just even seeing the trailer for that movie and being like, huh, kind of like that song, and then going down this giant rabbit hole catalog of music.
I'm with you. May 30th, 2024. I'm jumping a lot of political facts because it's not a political
Yeah,
thing,
this isn't
right?
the political podcast.
Donald Trump get convicted, found guilty of 34 felonies. This is May 30th. We talk about this. Counts of falsifying business records. He's the first former U.S. president to be convicted of a crime. We all know that it was bullshit.
So
However, it's important to talk
it
about.
also wasn't a crime. Who paid the
They
money
were just
back? There's no, I couldn't believe that. That might be one of the single most criminal convictions on the part of the prosecution because every high earning real estate business person does that. It's like if the bank had an
and
issue with the
more than that,
numbers, they would have done an appraisal.
there's a saying in Latin America that says, "If you look, you will find." In
Yeah.
everything in the world. So they were just looking and looking, trying to make him look bad. Well, guess what?
Well, and here's the
At the
biggest
end, you
thing.
lose, bitches.
Well, and here's the thing though. This is what a lot of people either don't understand or don't want to admit. So like at best, painting Donald Trump in the most positive light, it's a clerical error that nobody bothered to look into. And I don't know, I wasn't in the room. It's one of these two. The other option is saying Donald Trump is like the worst person ever, right? If Donald Trump's the worst human being ever. Okay, he went to the bank and said, I want to take a loan out. I was using this property as collateral. And they asked him, how much is it worth? And he gave a value. Now, when you go to sell a house, right? Just your normal house, your bank asks you what the value of that house is. Normally, they don't even ask you. Normally, they just do an appraisal anyway. But let's just say, for the same example, like if I want to sell my mansion that I don't have, and I tell my bank, I want to sell, I tell my realtor, I say, I want to sell this for $2.5 million. The first thing that happens when someone is looking to buy that house and getting a bank loan for it is the bank does an appraisal on the house. And if the appraiser comes back and says, yes, this house is worth 2.5 million, or even close to it, maybe even a little bit more, then the bank says, okay, we'll finance that loan. But if he comes back and says, no, this house is really only worth 1.5 million, the bank either denies the loan or says, we're only going to finance 1.5 million. Now, if you want to pay the difference, go nuts, but we're not going to finance more than the assessed value of this house. So if the bank signed off on everything, there is no fraud committed because the bank signed off on it and all the money was repaid. This was all after the fact.
Yeah, and everything, like you say, every real estate person does it, right? Does it. So
Well,
if
and
they,
not only
like I
that,
say, if you look,
Mar-a-Lago,
if you
yeah.
seek, you will find.
Well, but
Always.
also the other thing that nobody on the prosecuting side considered is that these are all income properties. So it's not like a standard piece of real estate that has a fixed value. There's some assessment that has to be done, like estimated earnings, which nobody actually knows, but you can give it your best guess, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? They were just trying to make him look bad, regardless of that.
That's all it was, yeah.
June 5th, 2024. Boeing Starliners launched and it docks in the International Space Station the next day. However, because of the equipment issues, NASA decides later that it's unsafe for the astronauts to return to the spacecraft. However, it was launched and it made it over there.
Yep.
That opened the path that we're going to be able to be flying space regularly, if you have $1 million, of course. But
We're gonna have to build a theme park on the moon, get all Futurama with it.
what do you think a theme park of the moon should have? Things that we have on Earth?
Yeah, but with less gravity. Think about it.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about gravity later on, around the same. However, June 17th, for the people that like sports, the Dallas Mavericks got defeated by the Boston Celtics and they won 18 ABA titles. Back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, the Boston Celtics were ruling the NBA. And then they have a little highlights in the late 2000, nothing big. But now they went back and won the 18, and I really didn't thought they were doing. I lost money on that and everything because Luka, I still believe that he's one of the top players in the history of the NBA. He's too young. He's 24 right now, so we can have this conversation in 10 years. You want to talk about June 25th? You got this one. You want to talk about this one or not really?
No, not
I
really.
get it.
But before that,
Go ahead.
you know, that NBA title looks all nice and shit, right? I mean, it's all right, but you know, it's nothing compared to the podcast of the year. And you might be saying, wow, that's such a pretty, beautiful, elegant, high quality belt. Where in the world did you get that? You might think I made it myself. I did not. It was made custom though by our friends at trophysmack.com. And you'll be seeing them again when the Artie Awards are announced in January 2025. Podcast of the Year gets their own custom belt made. Once again, thanks to our friends at Trophy Smack. Now, here's the even better news, right? If you want one of these bad boys, you can get one yourself for any occasion, any reason. You just have to click that first link in our description to go to trophysmack.com. You can get your custom belt made, custom trophy made. Maybe you've got a fantasy football league. Maybe you just want to embarrass one of your friends
And
by
if you
getting them a
messed up
loser
with your
trophy.
husband, you can get one of those for your husband or boyfriend. He will forgive you.
You absolutely can. Yeah.
You can
I'll
get back and say, I disappeared 3 days. I'm pregnant from another man, but I got you this bell, baby. And he's going to say, when we having this baby?
So, anyone, I'm going to tell you right now, if you've got a man in your life, whether husband, boyfriend, father, uncle, whatever, get him one of these that says world's best. Like, nobody wants a mug, but get him a championship belt. That man will love you. Like, it'll
Forever.
make his year.
It will
I,
brag about it for 10
he
years.
will.
Seriously.
If Get
It
one
will
for
do
your
that.
boss. If you get one of these for your boss, seriously, he'll take it into the eye. If you have a cool boss, if you have a dick for a
Yeah.
boss, don't get him. Get him the loser belt. It's cheaper anyway. But yeah, just visit trophysmack.com. They also have custom rings, custom trophies, custom wall art. They're coming out with all kinds of stuff. And actually, fun fact, they used to have only one custom belt design. Now they have four. And you can
And
customize
don't
each one.
forget, remember that tonight we close the polls for our
Yes.
vote. So you need to go and vote for us. Forget about everyone. Vote for us, motherfucker. I'm
You can vote for
serious.
Haley too. She's always in her comments. She's good.
Haley, I love you, but this is a competition. This you gotta vote for us. You can talk about that in your own podcast. You don't have the luck to have your podcast falling into the New Year's Eve. So hey, it's our chance. June 25th, 2024. China lunar probe Chang 6 returns to Earth carrying the first sample from the far side of the moon. So actually, the dark side of the moon actually was well, what she said, what she said, what she said.
No,
What,
no,
what,
no,
what?
that's not
Oh,
Haley. This is me. So many years ago. Um, I forget what the conversation was, but basically, it was during an episode of Average Intelligence podcast where I was impersonating Ben Shapiro and Eric was impersonating Alex Jones. And as Ben Shapiro, I basically made fun of Alex Jones for suggesting there was actually a dark side of the moon because I said that it rotates. And
yeah,
somebody, it does, but because of the rotations of the Earth too, it's always the same. We always see the
yeah.
same side of the moon. And like an idiot, I said the opposite of that. And somebody in the comments was like, um,
Nope.
no, you're an idiot. And then I looked it up and I went, oh my God, I'm so stupid. So that's been a
Yeah.
running joke.
What is funny for me is that they can name this probe any name and they name it Chang. Chang 6.
Well,
You're like, seriously, dude.
he just wanted to
Chang?
name it after his master.
Yeah. And that reminds me of my best jokes ever.
That was a
Master
reference to
Chang.
your best joke.
I know,
I'm
I
not
know.
Master
Master
Chang.
Chang. Anyway, June 27, it was a good moment for the Trump supporters and for the government when Donald Trump destroyed Joe
No,
Biden.
it was a good moment for those of us that care about the truth because
Yeah,
for years, for fucking years, so many people were saying that Biden is not mentally sound. Biden is this, Biden is senile, Biden, blah, blah, blah. And the whole media apparatus was saying, no, no, he's with it. He's sharp. He's this. And then we watched him just completely crumble live on television. Not because of Trump. Trump didn't do anything
no,
particularly different.
actually, Trump was really respectful. He could hurt him personally. He was really respectful, and that's something that I like because the people that they're not obtuse and arrogant, right? They saw in that moment that the mean guy that is awful, he actually took a step back and not destroy Biden, right? But you just focus in the ghost who was telling the
Oh,
truth.
he had a moment where it looked like written on Trump's face was, oh my God, he's worse than even I thought.
Yeah, but a decent person don't take advantage of that like he did. A bad person did that. Now, July 13, 2024, 2024. Somebody tried to kill Donald Trump. They tried to carry him in an event in Pennsylvania, and he suffered a wound in his ear. Uh, First of all, it's a disgrace that in 2024 we're still dealing with that shit. Second of all, I got so mad when people start saying, "Oh, that was prepared," because just I told them, a rich man, if he loses God with his life, you know that difficult is to just hit your earlobe and he need to move perfectly. I said, please, stop being stupid and mental. The
Brandon Lee
reality
was
is
killed by
somebody.
a prop gun. Okay, it wasn't rigged.
Yeah. So either way, good that he survived. Good that it what I will be saying the same if it was Biden, dude. You cannot
Yeah,
take
yeah,
life
I would.
somebody else.
That's the difference.
I
Though there were
will
so
say
many.
that even for Kamala Harris. You cannot take somebody's life.
Absolutely, absolutely no. There's not. But the thing is, there would have been a lot less people if it had been Kamala or Biden who got shot at. There would have been a lot less people saying like, aim better next time.
And surprise, yeah, surprisingly, uh, they make us forget the story really fast.
Yeah, but some people didn't let him. And I mean, that was the
Oh yeah,
moment that when he put his
yeah,
fist in the air, that was the moment I said he just won.
yeah. When he got like start saying fight, fight, that was.
He
Because I
just
remember
he won.
I was shopping, and then I received a call, and I called you right away, and you were like, "What?" And I was minute 7 after the fact when I called you. It was uh shocking moment for me. It's my first American president intent of assassination inside the states, right? So it was really shocking for me.
Mine too.
Oh yeah, well, I didn't thought about that. I'm a selfish bastard.
Well, no, that
You're right.
just goes to
Go
show
ahead.
you how long it's been. How long it's been.
Hopefully, it was the last one, and he survived, and we stopped that because
The last
I
one
don't want to dig
was
celebrating a stupid kid that spent $3,000 in OnlyFans and his only mission was to try to make an everything safe, killing a person. That's stupid, regardless of who he is.
Yeah, the last one
You
was
like
Reagan, but I wasn't born yet when that happened.
I
And
was,
then
but I wasn't in the States and
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
really young, so I don't know.
Unless you count, I think that's been the last one. Unless you count somebody throwing a shoe at W, but I don't count that. That was just
Let's
funny.
move on. July 26, 2024, Paris Olympics. These Olympics were different for me because the and I was aware of everything. I was what you know that I watched every freaking event. They weren't excited this time. I was more excited for the rugby that I never seen before, right? And the women's rugby. That actually what happened. The same
Except we
bullshit of
got
the
Ray
world in
Gun.
that point. I know, but what the point is, there were for me, if they will be remembered like the woke Olympics,
The
uh,
woke Olympics.
the woke Olympics, when the woman that looks like a guy and all the media made a mistake and accused him like he was a man. Uh, Simone Biles, again, instead of saying I'm doing this for my country, saying because I was abused again. And okay, I'm not agreed that nobody gets abused, but can we stop dwelling in the bad thing? I mean, it was good.
I don't know. I think she's got a reason to be upset.
Yes, yes, man. But I can be upset about a lot of things in my life personally. But I don't wake up every day and tell you, Jake, this happened to you. Do it. Move on, make an example, and fight now. She got justice. System protect the justice. So either way, there were um, the woke Olympics, right? Woke Olympics.
Woke
Thanks
Olympics.
God that is again. August 6th, the world changed really hard when Kamala Harris
No, it didn't.
was
It
a,
didn't change at all.
it worked. At that moment, we start getting worried, and a lot of people start getting a different perspective. That's what I mean. It changed. Why? Because Kamala Harris, the vice president, was the first black woman and first Asian American. Now she's Asian. God damn it. And the history to win when she became Asian.
No, she's both. She's half and half.
Okay. I thought she was Jamaican.
Well, her father was Jamaican, her mother was Indian.
Okay. 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 Anyway,
Yes, they
so she
double
became the
dipped.
no. Yeah. What you? That's a good joke. What do you have if you mix a Jamaican and an Asian?
Kamala Harris.
A piece of shit person. Sorry.
Oh my God. A
Sorry.
terrible, terrible
What I
politician.
didn't think about that joke a few months back. Anyway, uh, September 26th, a hurricane in North Carolina destroyed uh Florida. The destruction was really bad. It cost more than 200 billion. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm. If you guys are watching, Jake is trying. He's having a fight against his belt, and I think the belt is winning. For the people that are not watching, just listen to this. Seriously, he tried to
Yeah.
put the belt in his neck, but in a point he looked like a good idea. But then he remembered he got
I
headphones,
forgot the
and
cord.
the belt actually kicked Jake's ass. Anyway, good. Sorry about all the people that lost their property of loved one the hurricane destruction of Helen. But something that I will always love from America is that you don't mind if it's $5 million or $200 billion. They raise again from the ashes really fast. Even in Atlanta, remember with the flooding, it
Except
took.
Hawaii.
Even so, they rebuild really fast. Something that America has, playing Monopoly. Anyway, October 1st, 2024. Claudia Sheinbaum is shown as the Mexico first female president, the first Jewish person to hold the post. This is for all our Latinos followers. This is gonna have a big impact. She's been a month now as
And
president in
they're
Mexico.
6-year terms, right?
Yeah, this first month, he's doing something, and I want to share this for the Latino elderly people that live in America. You will receive money from Mexico, even if you live in the States. In documentary is a retired fund. That, and I know this for an American is like, oh, that's good things. It never happened before in the history in America.
I don't know that they can sustain that economically though, can they?
No, they can. Yeah, Mexico
Oh,
has a
okay.
lot
If
of
they can
resources.
sustain it, then yeah, that's great.
And it's a lot of money for Mexico. It's going to be like $300 every 2 months for the states, but it's $300 that you don't have before. So hey, you're doing good, Claudia Sheinbaum. I'm not a political person. I'm not a Latino political person. I don't know shit, but so far so good.
I know there were a lot of people who were kind of concerned about her election, but in hindsight, Mexico's had a lot of problems for a long time, and it's like it's worth a shot.
Like I said, I don't know. I'm not full knowledgeable of the fact, but her party is not the party that is better for Mexico internationally, but internally, I think it's good because
Well, is she? I can't remember this. Is she a socialist, like a bona fide socialist?
yeah, it's in that area,
It's in
but
that area, yeah.
it's in the spectrum, but it's not socialism in Mexico is not gonna happen, right? So, and at least not in these 6 years. October 13th, SpaceX launches a Starship and its unprecedented move large metal pincers, known as the chopstick, catch the spacecraft at 232-foot rocket booster on the descent. For everybody that don't know, way before they need to capsule goes to the ocean, everybody retrieve it. This time with this system, actually, the chopstick grabbed the rocket. So that's a big
Yeah.
advance in
I don't
technology.
I'm surprised that this didn't get way more attention than it did because I don't think people understand how difficult, nigh impossible this was, and
It's
they
impossible,
did
and
it.
now it's possible. You know what? I've been pushing myself, Jake, and I don't know if I can invite you on this and all the audience to use the right language because I'm getting tired of somebody throw a bottle and they say that's unbelievable and incredible. No, dude, that's just
That's just
good
probability.
ability and luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I say this is incredible, unbelievable, that's what it is. If you haven't seen it, put October 13, Toon Talk. It's not gonna work, but just put Toon Talk. SpaceX chopsticks. It's impressive how it works, right? The other side of the world, October 29, the flooding in Spain was like a movie. I don't know if you watch the scenes. There's a drummer that I follow him, Lobo Estepario, that he is from that area of Spain, and he was helping people, and he was so honest. He said, "I'm not here to help people. Nothing. My mom and my dad live here, and I live here." But it was like a movie. You can see a wreckage of car over car and over car and over car because of the flooding, and something really weird happened that is not in our alley, but the how you call the king of Spain went to visit the site, and the people, because he took 7 days to go, people start throwing rocks at him, and that's a revolution, people. It is stopped there, but it's something to have on our eye if we are, because that is something. You know what I mean? It's something when the royalty gets attacked like that physically to the point that they need to leave. Like I say, it's not in our alley, but it's something to because I know more news is gonna come from there. What is the next date? I got it. 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 Sad story. You know what? At the end of the year, since that flood in Spain, a lot of things happened. November the 3rd, the death of Quincy Jones, right? He passed at 91. I never got the chance to know him personally. I know his right hand. He's a dear friend of mine. But if you people don't know who Quincy Jones is, well, you need to go read a little
The
more. But
the
he
thing is, you
got,
know who he is, but
maybe you don't know his name.
yeah.
He was the biggest producer of jazz, rock, rhythm and blues, and pop, hip hop, and especially known by Michael Jackson blockbuster album Thriller in 1982. But for him to produce Thriller is because he produced so many things.
Hmm.
He produced other albums for Michael Jackson too. He produced. I don't know if you know this singer. That I think the worst mistake of this singer was to her name was Billie Myers, right? For a
It's
reason
not
she
ringing a
never got
bell.
it. She did one song called "Kiss the Rain." His second mistake was she was dating Quincy Jones. He makes the song for her. The song went to the top, Grammy nomination, but then she broke up with him and she disappeared. Not like disappear with Pop Daddy.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
not
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
part. She just disappeared. November 5th, historic day, election day. I wanna mention something before we go to the date. I'm so proud for Arete Media and from Pantheon Podcast because I saw you guys went 7 hours following that, and we were texting and comparing things, and you guys were so on point because I'm watching three different. I'm watching you guys. I'm watching CNN. I'm watching the other lines of information, computer, and sometimes I'm like, this is too confusing. I go and text you, and you give me the answer, and then 5 minutes later it happened. So congratulations on that, and congratulations of Donald Trump to win the presidential election, defeating um, Kamala Harris. Sorry, I forgot her name. I just keep thinking about the worst combination between a Jamaican and an Asian. Um, and yeah, so that happened November 5th, right?
Yeah, November the 5th.
November 18th. This is important if you travel a lot. Uh, Spirit Airlines filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Imagine that.
But let me tell you something that people don't know. You know that they were brought to Congress because they found, I don't know if you know this, that the workers make a buck. I'm talking about, I think, $10 or $20 every time they don't approve a luggage to go through because of the size.
Hmm.
Did you know about that?
No, I did not.
So if you go and measure your bag in a Spirit, I fly in a Spirit once in my life, twice. And once I go there and I'm arriving from an Alaska flight and I put my bag and fits perfectly, the little
Yeah.
thing. And then I go connection, I go to Spirit and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And I told them, I just came from Alaska. It doesn't fit. You need to pay. I say, I'm not going to pay. Well,
It
you need
fit
to pay.
over there.
It fit over there. That's the regulations. Oh, no, sir. I said, great. I open it. I got a couple of bananas. I eat the freaking two bananas. I took a jacket and put it on. I put a sweater, put it on. And I go, it fits. Well, it's tight. I say, it fits. Right? And the woman is like, whatever. I go like, I'm even paying premium with you guys, right? Okay. And then this happens. They go close to Congress. So that woman, every time I saw her make $50 in front of me. So believe it or not, they charge you for everything, and it was a bad.
Yeah,
And
it's
and if you remember, they opened a window in Phoenix, remember, and a person
yeah.
passed. A turbine exploded. Thank God it didn't went to more, but yeah, the American Airlines was 13 years before that. Howard Hughes will be really obsessed with you people. So yeah, I was just gonna share my experience with that. November 26th, the world finally get Joe Biden announced a ceasefire between the Hezbollah and Israel. But if you remember, before Joe Biden announced that, Donald Trump said that he's gonna help to stop it. Remember, 24 hours before that.
Well, yeah, but that ceasefire you're talking about wasn't
Oh, it
fully.
wasn't that one?
No, 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 no.
No,
It,
but
it was, but it wasn't fully implemented. It basically ended hostilities in Lebanon. But what that's leaving out is the fact that Israel bombed the shit out of Hezbollah
oh
up
yeah,
there. So and what was it? The beeper thing. Oh, there was a really funny name that they called it. Beep. It wasn't Beepergate, but it was when they had
Beaver.
all the pagers exploding
I,
with
I
Hezbollah leaders.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and then like I think a week later okay, so I'll give you the condensed version. So is the Mossad, Israel's intelligence apparatus, they created a beeper company and convinced Hezbollah that they were a beeper company that was located in, was it Austria, somewhere in Europe? I think it was Austria. sold them beepers that were made with small explosives in them, and they made them all go off at once and crippled Hezbollah's leadership. So then, and they did that because Hezbollah switched from smartphones because Mossad was monitoring their communications, so they went low tech. And then they went to walkie talkies. Guess who made the walkie talkies?
Really?
Really? Like, you
Wow.
can't make this up.
That's a good plan, though.
It's a really, and they waited for years. They waited.
They wait till everybody got the beeper.
Well, actually, they waited. They weren't planning on doing it then, but
And
apparently,
they were getting information as well, as I can believe.
yeah, yeah. But they ended up going through with it because I guess somehow, some way, somebody in Hezbollah had suspected that the beepers were tampered with. So then they said, "Screw it." They just pushed the button, and yeah,
Oh. December 29, 2024. Look at this. Look at me. Former President James Carter died, passed at 100 years old. He served from 1977 to 1981. I remember that Jimmy Carter was a good president. He wasn't bad, bro. He wasn't bad. He was like, talk to me.
one of the
He
worst
was really good.
one of the worst recessions in modern American
But
history.
I think he worked with the recession that was left for him. It wasn't that he
Complete,
created.
completely botched the Iran hostage crisis. No, Jimmy Carter was not. Jimmy
He
Carter
won
was
a
a
Nobel
great.
Prize there.
So did Obama, and he drone bombed more than anybody else had up to that point combined. But
I
okay,
forgot
so
that you're a political guy, but go
well, no,
ahead.
here's my thing though. Jimmy Carter was a wonderful human being, a great person,
He did this.
completely ineffective as a president. It was not a good show.
It wasn't my time around, so you're a political guy. I'm not. Anyway,
I'm just saying he should have stuck to peanuts and building houses.
top 10 movies of 2024. Ready?
Godzilla -1,
Dune, Dune Part 2.
which I think that
Of
was
the top 10.
2023, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah.
No.
No.
Dune Part 1.
Godzilla
Yeah,
-1 was
Godzilla
2023.
Minus One. Now, this is, I never seen this movie before. I don't know what it's about, but it's called The Brutalist.
I've
And
heard
it's
of it, but I can't remember
considered,
what it's about.
and it's 3 hours and 35 minutes. Never seen it before. It's a visionary architect and his wife flee post-war to Europe in 1947. Never heard about it, but it's considered the second best movie from 2024.
Is that about
Something to
brutal?
watch.
Is it about brutalist architecture?
Yeah.
Is that where they get the name from? Oh, okay. Ooh, that's interesting.
Director was Brandy Colbert. It stars Adrian Brody, Felicity Jones, and Guy Pearce. I don't know what I missed this one.
Wait, isn't that guy from The Pianist?
Yeah, and Guy
Oh,
Pearce.
okay. Yeah.
But it's a movie that is 3 hours and 35 minutes. I don't know what I missed it. Anyway, Nosferatu, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. It's in my first of the year thing, tradition to go to the movie. And Nosferatu, I'm gonna watch it, so I'm really excited for it. Even Bill Skarsgård, I hate you because you ruined the Crow. It's there, but it's okay.
I don't have an issue with Bill Skarsgård. It's just that movie.
I do. Anyway, I need to pick somebody. Okay, now I like
Oh, I thought you said I ruined Bill Skarsgård for you. I was like, no.
No. He ruled it. It's the Crow for me.
Got it.
The Wild Robot, really good movie. Number 4, really good. Number 5, I'm against, but I guess we're talking about selling. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Number 5 of the year. It's not bad. Again, I'm not gonna go deep into it. I'm just giving the numbers, people. Number 6, The Substance. That's what I say that because I hated that movie. But you know what? No, I'm noticing something. A lot of the LATQBWY plus 1 minus 40 like that movie. So I guess it tells a story that I can't see because I watch it and I think it's the worst piece of shit I ever seen in my life.
It lacks
But it talks to a
substance.
lot of people. Yeah, that's funny. A Real Pain. I missed this movie because it was just in the theater 2 weeks. But Jesse Eisenberg is something that I respect a lot as a director and as a writer. And it was Kieran Culkin. If you guys don't know, it's Macaulay Culkin brother that done done a great advance in his career with the Succession show in HBO. He got 2 Emmys, and now he made this movie, and I miss it. His three daughters. The Outrun is number 9. I watched it. The Outrun is a beautiful movie, international movie. Sorry, I know you fucking American. Anora is number 10. Right, it's a sex worker from
I only
Brooklyn.
watched one of those movies.
Well, that's the top 10 of the best of the movies. I'm not going to go. This is an international thing. Yeah, let me tell you something. The Fall Guy is number 18, and Wicked is number 16. That's what I respect this list
I was
because
just
it's
gonna
about
ask where Wicked
substance.
was. Yeah.
Uh, Gladiator 2 is number 20. So
Ooh.
this is a real list of good movies, not a, you know.
You know what?
I'm
I need to give Gladiator 2 a shot, and the reason being is because I got confused, so I apologized already. But some people, and I thought you were one of them, but I was wrong. Some people had told me that War of the Rohirrim was not a good movie, and I watched it, and I was
yeah,
like, this movie's great. This movie's
yeah.
fantastic. And I remember those same people were the ones that were saying Gladiator 2 was crap, and I'm like, okay, now I got to give Gladiator 2 a shot because we'll see.
Okay. As I want to make this a tradition, the end of the year, I'm gonna continue hating Bad Bunny because I can't stop doing that. But I watched the movie from Bob Dylan's, man.
Oh yeah,
What's the name of the actor again?
Timothy Chalamet.
I like it a lot. Like
I've heard it's
seriously,
good.
no, it's more than good. I think that he deserves an Academy Award for three things. First of all, he stopped posing like a pretty kid, so he looks raw and real. Second thing that I personally respect a lot, he's the one that sings and plays the guitar the whole movie.
Okay.
And I saw an interview with him that they told him what was the most important thing, and he said, like, you know what, we went to LA, record all the songs, and when I was there playing, in my mind is I don't want to be a nightmare for the director because he's not matching. But then what the names are blinking? The guy that played the Hulk, the original Hulk. Not the original, the first movie.
Ruffalo
No,
or
before
Edward
Ruffalo.
Norton. Edward Norton.
Edward Norton is in the movie playing. And I'm gonna say this: when Edward Norton is in a movie, everyone raised the bar. I don't know what he had. I know he's an amazing actor, but besides that magnificent acting skills, when he's in a movie, he raised the bar. Doesn't matter what kind of movie, he raised the bar for everyone. And he went and told them, you know what? You need to be raw. Timothy, you need to be raw. And guess what? Everything that we're listening, he's singing and performing there. Because he said, not doing this the right way will be an offense to Bob Dylan because he was wrong. So I
So
really want to take this moment, give me a second, to apologize to Timothy Chalamet because he's a good actor.
he is. Yeah, he absolutely is, and funny, genuinely funny.
Let me
But
rephrase this. He started to be a good actor with this movie. He's
oh
not a
come on,
model anymore.
I liked him in
He's
Dune,
not a model
especially.
anymore.
Yeah. Dune Part 2 in particular, he's exceptional.
And I'm gonna give it a shot to do him because of this movie. But what I say that he stopped being a pretty boy and a model to become an actor with this role. This role separates him from the pretty boy to a real performer that stopped caring about his looks and the right. The blue steel is not for that kind of actors. I know The
How do you
Rock will
feel?
never.
How do you feel about his rap hits though?
What?
Yeah, drip splash water.
What? I like the guy already. Don't
No,
fucking with me. Don't don't.
you gotta check out his. He's done two of them. I think there might be more now, but his SNL stuff where he plays
Oh, okay.
a
That's an
Gen
L.
Z
Yeah, yeah,
rapper.
yeah. Sorry, I thought he was like
Drip
releasing some
splash
sort of
water,
yeah.
drip splash water.
Uh, yeah, he's a good actor. I apologize for everything that I say bad about him until today. Before, it's a piece of shit.
And before, totally legit.
Yeah. Um, top 10 songs of the by Deezer.
Oh God.
I, yeah, the pop did it again. Pop didn't give us a chance to other genres. Pop took it again. I'm gonna be really fast. Roseanne Bruno Mars with App. Teddy streams that he came with bad dreams and took the year by storm. Benson Boone with Pretty Slowly. Grace Abraham with That's So True. Rose again with Toxic Till the End. Charlie 15, whatever her fucking name, and Ariana Grande Sympathies and App featuring Ariana Grande. Sabrina Carpenter Taste. Coldplay All My Love. That's the most rock that we have, and it's not a rock song. Beautiful Thing by Benson Boone again. New Drop by Don Toliver. No One Noticed the Mariahs. Burning Died Down with Joe Jonas. Sing by Aaron Warren. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga. Hello, Mrs. Johnson, Jack Harlow. Luther Kendrick Lamar. And I Like the Way You Kiss Me with Artemis. I'm really sorry that there's not even a rock song.
Yeah, I agree with you, Justin. He said, I've literally heard of none of this music. Am I old?
Yeah, you are. You are. Definitely you are. Let me explain you why. I don't like that kind of music, but that's what is happening in the world.
Yeah, I've
Right?
not
That's
heard of.
the
I know who some of these people are, but the specific songs, like, nah.
I know, but I like I say, I use Deezer because I'm not using Spotify ever again. If you find that anything of me or my band in Spotify, please do not follow. And if you can stop and move to Apple or Deezer, I will appreciate it. I will not keep promoting the slavery of the artist through an app when the CEO is making $300 million a year and an artist makes 0.7. I'm not gonna be political. I promise not to be political, but fuck you, Spotify. Seriously, if you see my name there or my band name, please retrieve your like because that content is wasn't in my control. From this now on, I will never put a song in Spotify ever unless they change the rule. Right? Anyway, it's not like they're making me money. Do you know how much money I make for Spotify last year?
Well, I would imagine not too much with that sort of return rate.
$43. 9 albums. 43 bucks. Anyway, and I have a follow in Latin America. Mine the other of course probably was a little more, but the 18 and the 90% distribution, whatever. Um you wanna add something else, my brother?
Stay tuned for January for the results of the Artie Awards. Um,
Yes.
thank you to everybody
Vote,
that voted.
vote,
It's not too
vote,
late to go
vote,
vote. You can go vote.
vote, 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 vote. So okay, Apple put in number 7 Linkin Park with the Emptiness Machine, at least in the top 10. That's the only thing with rock. At least Dua Lipa didn't took it, or Taylor Swift is not in the top 10. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. That's very weird.
Well, it's just the top 10 in the year. That's what more reproduction and more royalties generated.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
more reproduction. Because obviously, we cannot live without talking about the Puff Daddy thing. That was a big thing.
Was that in 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would have been. Yeah, 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 yeah. It had to have been.
But it's been forgotten lately, even though
Not really.
not for him. I mean, not for him. He's still in jail, but
The memes are still around.
yes, but you don't find funny how it was really big before the elections and then it vanished?
Well, it was a big election. It was a really big election.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird for entertainment and for a lot of things how everything goes so fast. Like you don't savor things anymore. Like
Yeah, there's a
four
lot of stuff
minutes ago,
happens.
4 minutes ago, probably another podcast was winning. But after my fans are voting for us, now we're gonna win the best podcast of the year, at least the funniest one. That's what I'm rooting for, the funniest one. I
Oh,
don't want to start
Justin.
collecting favors, Justin, but I vote for you. So
Yeah. No, Justin, they would never do that. Justin said that he's heard I've heard here's a hot take that they should have repackaged and rebranded Lincoln Park under a different name. It's like no, they never.
no,
It's got too
let me
much
tell you,
value.
and let me tell you something. I know a lot of fans are stupid, but she's doing a good job. No matter who they put over there, no matter that they could have a clone of Chester, and they will complain because hardcore fans. That's what they are,
But
hardcore fans.
I said that, and then sure enough, I said, and I even said at the time, I think this was a private conversation. I said, I totally understand why they're doing what they're doing. They can't win. But when they start doing original, like new, not original, but when they start doing new songs with her as the vocalist, it sounds great. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're personally, I do not like it. It's too soft for me now.
But it's a different vocalist, so but yeah, I
No, no, no,
see,
no.
I get
In
it, I get it.
generally, even the last album from Linkin Park before
Yeah, that's
that
true. They
decision
were
was
getting
too
kind of
soft.
soft.
Now, maybe I'm too opinionated today, but seriously, people, I know that comes with the territory, but we need to stop at celebrating a person that it was a drug abusive and suicide. Seriously, we need to stop doing that. We we can celebrate his art and we can celebrate his legacy, but stop making an idol of somebody that did that. You can tell me that he was sick, he was depressed, dude. Every rock star
You think Robbie
is
Williams was
an
never depressed?
Robbie Williams is a god.
I know, but I'm saying you thought he was. You really think he was never depressed or
Yeah, but
upset?
he didn't kill himself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like I love the Doors, but the moment that the hero decides to kill himself by drug abuse, not a hero anymore. Kurt Cobain, stop celebrating them motherfuckers when you have a lot of huge good artists, right? Like Bono from U2 that has a lot of mental things. That his mom died in a fucking bombing and his sister. Uh, Rolling Stone, Mick Jagger, the motherfucker runs more miles than I every day, than me every day. Anyway, what I'm
Well, the
saying, I'm not
cocaine
agree that
helps.
people are, dude,
I'm
he haven't
kidding.
touched cocaine in a long time.
I'm kidding.
Now, before we go, the gossip of the year. Are you ready, Jake?
Yeah.
And Justin, I need you for
Yes.
this. Are you ready?
It
Are
is
you
that
ready?
movie, Justin.
Justin, are you ready for this? I need a hands up. I just heard about this. I didn't hear it before, but this is the full story. The Rolling Stones, okay, are playing in Canada. Talking about many years ago, probably 45 years ago. Keith Richards is found with a lot of AIDS. He's put in jail. Do you know this story? So the prime minister back in the day, sorry, not by prime minister, it was, I think, was the ambassador of defense, whatever, comes and says, you know what, my wife is a really big fan, and they make an arrangement for the Rolling Stones to come and play a free concert for 10 years or something like that if he get released easily. They agree with that. So guess who's the groupie? The wife of this guy goes with them on tour because she's a groupie. And it's well known that the Rolling Stones have their fun. Okay? Are you listening to this? With
Yeah.
her. That family is really a weird thing in Canada. Are you with? Don't say names, Justin. Are you with me? You know what I'm talking about, right? So this woman suddenly, for people that don't know, now we can see the grandpas of the Rolling Stone playing, right? They were really, uh, they were really bad, man. They were like evil. Dude. So suddenly they decide to drop her in Cuba, and because she's a really pretty woman, and I'm talking about 53 years ago. Okay, she started dating. Guess who? Fidel Castro. You know what I'm talking about? You know where I'm going, right?
Oh, it's one of my favorite conspiracy theories. Look at the pictures, people.
It is the gossip of the year that has been for a long time, but I learned it this year, so I'm gonna take it the gossip of the year. So suddenly, the mother of Justin Trudeau calls and say, "Take me back, please," and she goes back to Canada pregnant. And Justin Trudeau is the son of Fidel Castro. If you don't believe me, like Jake said, look at the pictures. It's uncanny.
Not saying it's real, but
It's the gossip of the year.
I mean, I
Go ahead.
mean,
Go ahead.
I'm
It's the
just
gossip
saying.
of the year. Come on.
I'm just saying. It's interesting. It's interesting to look at.
For everyone that is watching here, just gotta Google Trudeau and Fidel Castro. The way that they look as young, there's a picture of Castro, the mother of Trudeau, and he's carrying Trudeau as a kid. Dude, what the hell? What the hell with the hell with the hell with them?
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, they look like they have the same nose, and you can tell me whatever you want. Oh shit. You can tell me whatever you want, but if you're watching this and not listening to this, I'm putting a picture of Fidel Castro carrying Trudeau.
I mean, Andy's
So
a
I know
commie,
it's
so
I never listened to this gossip before. I was reading something about the Rolling Stones and I make the connection. Obviously, I called Canada. She told me, yeah, it's been going for years. But yeah, that's for me the gossip of the year. Any gossip of the year that you want to talk about, Jake?
what's the
No,
gossip of the
that,
year?
that's the gossip of the year for me. Fidel Castro's Trudeau. That's the gossip of the year. What Justin is saying.
He said, "I've never actually heard the actual story. Is that why you people say that?"
Yeah, actually, that's the real story, Justin. They helped the Rolling Stones together, and she went on tour to the Rolling Stones, and the Rolling Stones drove her because she was a pain in the butt in Cuba, and she needed to. She started dating Castro, and one day she called back because she needed daddy to take her out of there. She was pregnant with Trudeau. So you don't believe it, Justin? I need the Canadian here. What he's saying?
All I'm saying is do a DNA test.
He will never do that because if he do that, he will never be the president. The reforms that they've been for the 10 years will disappear. So it's never going to happen. He's like
Yeah, I know.
Obama being
I know.
American, remember?
Yeah, except Obama is American, but
Yeah, you gotta go. Here you go, God love America. I don't know. As far as I remember, it's not, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
he
Either
couldn't be
way,
president if he wasn't.
Trudeau, either the prime minister needs to be Canadian to
His
be a
mother's
president.
Canadian, though, even if
Doesn't
Fidel
matter.
Castro. Yeah,
No, because if he born in Cuba, right? Either so. I was reading that news, and that's how it goes. Um. Anyway, that's the gossip of the year for me. I think that covers the whole year, right? How many episodes we did? 54?
oh God, I don't know, because we break it up into seasons, so I couldn't tell you without doing math.
Yeah. But I don't think we didn't miss one this year, so I'm really proud of us. And if you're proud of us, please vote for us because the voting is closing in 5 hours, correct?
Yep.
5 hours, you got people to go. So please follow the link that Jake is gonna add on there and vote for Toon Talk 2.0. Forget about the rest. And when we have the announce next Tuesday?
No, 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 because there's a whole episode that gets made. It'll be in January. Don't have an exact date yet, but watch out for that on Arte Media's YouTube channel.
Perfect. Happy New Year, Jake.
Happy New Year, my friend, and don't forget, go visit our friends at Trophy Smack. You can get yourself a Happy New Year belt. You won't get it in
Yeah,
time, but you'll get it fast.
thank you to all the followers. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your vote, and have a safe New Year's Eve. A happy New Year, and I guess I'll see you next. I see you, Jake, and the
See you next year.
followers next year. Damn,
Yeah,
that sounds weird.
don't drive and drink.
Yeah, and in honor of Jimmy Carter, Happy New Year.
That's Richard Nixon.
Oh yeah.